Hola. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, I know my last couple of videos were kind of like disconjointed and a little, I don't know, not cohesive. Um, I was trying to, I had more things coming to mind thinking about this particular topic, which I guess the particular topic is going to be jealousy because I've had that song stuck in my head. I think it's Melissa Etheridge. I don't remember. Maybe somebody else. I don't know. The song Jealousy. But that seems to have been a topic that has come up several times in the last 48 to 72 hours, somewhere around there. It's an interesting emotion, kind of a combination of several, but um, I've found that many times in my life it is a motivator for the way people will treat certain people and do the things they do, meddle in other people's affairs, slander, backstab, betray, or when put in a position and have an opportunity to defend somebody they supposedly love and care about, they say nothing. Um, One of the guys here at the house was telling me about the situation between him and his brother that has been long standing, literally almost their entire lives. The guy's in his 60s, and he was going on about, or maybe he's in his 50s. Anyway, he was going on about how him and his brother's always been jealous of him and this particular female that he had got together with when he was 18 and had several children with. To this day, his brother's still like, yeah, well, I saw her first. Which I get, okay. It's just a little fucking sibling rivalry kind of jab, but at the same time, I know it also goes way more than that. At least on this guy's side, I could hear the resentment. Yeah, it's funny, in my experience, a lot of the times when people have attacked me verbally, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, energetically, um, usually jealousy or envy, which is basically a form of the same thing, was the motivating factor. In the case of my family, a lot of times it was, whether they consciously admitted it or not, they didn't think I deserved the happiness and joy and the blessings I was getting because of my past decisions. From a certain point of view, I can understand that. Sure. You know, but it kind of harkens to the thing that people don't actually get what they deserve, people get what they earn. And there's a difference. Vengeance and retribution isn't the job of the human. Shouldn't be anyway. We're not mature enough for that. Not in this form. Um, Ironically, the funny thing is, the bad decisions I've made in my life, and which, yes, has caused a lot of collateral damage as well as direct damage. I've hurt a lot of people. I've betrayed a lot of trust. I've lost a lot of trust. Um, So from that standpoint, I could understand why someone would think I was undeserving of happiness, joy, love, and would be jealous when I got that. The funny thing is, though, because of those bad decisions, not necessarily the consequence of those bad decisions, but because of me overcoming those choices, that's exactly why I got the happiness, the joy, and the love, because I got what I earned. I walked through the fire. I went through the hell. Self induced hell, but I owned it. Maybe not at first, when I first became an addict. Sure, of course I blamed everyone and everything else. Not anymore, though. I haven't blamed anyone else for my issues in a long time. But it's ironic how many people think I still do. Even my last relapse. There were many, many times that I heard directly and indirectly that, oh, the reason I had relapsed or the reason I was continuing to use was because I was heartbroken and blah, blah, blah. I might have just, used that justification early on, but not very often. And quite honestly, if anyone was actually willing to listen to me, which in the current state I was in, I understand why they wouldn't. No, that wasn't the case. I don't blame my last relapse on anyone but myself. I made that choice, plain and simple. Did I fuck my whole life up and hurt a lot of people? Yep, I did. Does it suck? Fuck yeah. Absolutely, it sucks. But I can't change it. All I can do is take responsibility for it and accountability, which I've done. Still do. Would I like to make amends for some of that stuff? Yes, of course I would. But I'm also aware of the fact that there are some things that I cannot make amends for. I'll never get the opportunity. That, and there's probably nothing I can actually do to ever make it right. But that's on those people. I have an open standing offer to make amends to certain people in my past. I would love to, but that would require us talking first. And that's not the case right now. Not by my choice. But I respect that. I respect their boundaries. I have dissected and looked at this certain situations to the point of overthinking tenfold, which I do. I'm an Aquarius with Scorpio rising. And I've gotten an understanding as best as I can glean without getting direct confirmation. So there's nothing more I can do but try to live my life the best I can. And that holds true with past lovers, past friends that I don't talk to anymore, um, family members I don't speak to. I don't wish any of them ill. I understand where they were coming from. They were hurt. They were lashing out. I get it. In the times that I wasn't in active addiction, it was jealousy or some form of that, some other fear based lack mindset. And, I've said it before, I'll say it again. One of the hardest lessons I have learned and am still learning is that, person's behavior towards you is a reflection of their character, not your value or worth. It's very easy to get the two mixed up, and it's a fine line. But often, if somebody isn't treating you according to your value, it's because they don't see your value. They can't. People can only meet you where they're at. They can only love you as much as they love themselves. That most people still think love, friendship, compassion, empathy, should be some kind of transactional exchange. I'll be nice and help you, but what do I get out of it? When you really break it down, you're just continuing the same lack mindset if you think like that. So yeah, jealousy. I see it a lot here at the house, obviously. Guys get jealous of other guys. People are always thinking like certain people get special treatment and this and that and the other thing. No, they're not really getting special treatment. They just have earned that level of trust and respect. I'm one of them. I kind of come and go as I please for the most part, but I'm still accountable. If I'm never going to be gone overnight or anything like that, I let the director know. He knows what's going on with me. I don't hide anything from him. I'm not ever trying to wiggle my way out of anything or, whatever. There are some guys who still don't quite understand that concept. Hopefully they get it. Winter's coming fast, that's for sure. We've got some decisions to make. We're getting laid off from the courts here soon. I'm not sure if I'm going back to school yet or what I'm doing. Meditate on that a little. Yeah, I guess the whole point to this one was just, jealousy, and how it's a fear-based emotion, and it's just another form of lack mindset. Um, this first part to healing any of that kind of stuff is just starting to identify the patterns. And a lot of the stuff I talk about, it's not necessarily bad things. It's not, and I try to be very cautious and consciously aware of the way I word things, because there's a lot of things, words again. Uh, there are a lot of things that we're taught throughout society, media, all kinds of stuff that have way more of a negative connotation than what they should. And we, as people, put that kind of power and emphasis on particular words. It's like I tell these guys at the house, just because, as addicts and alcoholics and codependents and other substance abuse, behavior, addiction issues, just because we've made bad decisions doesn't make us bad people. It just means we didn't know any better. We weren't taught any better. That's all. Doesn't make you a bad person. Doesn't make you evil. Don't get me wrong. There are some people and some things out there that are genuinely evil. Trust me on that. But when it comes to people, it's probably a lot more rare than what you realize. Most people just live their life in fear. Feeling very nostalgic. Quite a few people from my past I really miss a lot. Blessed be.